Welcome to Stoic Tips. Let's be honest, cheating doesn't just happen. It builds, slowly, silently, like a leak in your roof. You don't notice it at first, but one day the ceiling crashes in. Here's the part no one tells you. When a woman cheats, she always leaves signs. It's never silent, it's never clean. And it sure as hell doesn't come without cracks in the foundation. The real problem? Most men ignore the cracks. They brush it off. She's just tired. She's been stressed. She just needs some space. But behind all those excuses is a man who feels something's wrong. He just hasn't found the courage to admit it out loud. If you've ever felt that gut-deep discomfort, that sense that something's off, but you can't quite prove it, this one's for you. Because when betrayal enters a relationship, it always leaves footprints. And today, we're tracking everyone. Sign number 1, her attention shifts. But she pretends it hasn't. You don't need a degree in psychology to sense the shift. One day, she's present, engaged, laughing at your jokes, asking about your day. The next, it's like you're talking to a stranger wearing her skin. She forgets the little things she used to remember. She stops checking in. Her energy changes. And when you confront her, she deflects. You're overthinking. I'm just tired. You're being insecure. But attention doesn't shift randomly. It moves when emotional investment finds a new target. Another man, a fantasy, or the idea of freedom. Whatever it is, it's not you anymore, and that's your first crack in the wall. Sign number 2, she starts hiding the small stuff. Cheating doesn't begin in the bedroom, it begins in the silence. She used to vent about her co-workers. Now, her day was fine, but she won't explain. Her phone used to sit on the counter, forgotten. Now it's face down. Passwords changed. Suddenly it's practically welded to her hand. She used to tag you, post you, brag about you. Now it's radio silence. Online, it looks like she's single. And again, if you ask, you're the problem. Stop being jealous. You're controlling. You're toxic. But the truth? She's not being private. She's being secretive. She's splitting her life into compartments. One for you, and one for the part of her that's slipping away. If this sounds familiar, don't panic, don't rage, don't beg, just see it. Because Stoicism isn't about denying the truth. It's about facing it with clarity and strength. You deserve someone who chooses you fully, not someone who plays both sides. And remember, the signs are always there. You just have to stop explaining them away. This is Stoic Tips. Stay sharp, stay centered, and above all, stay true to your value. Let's talk truth. When a woman cheats, she splits her life in two. There's the version of her that's still with you, the girlfriend, the wife, the partner, and then there's the version that's quietly slipping away, emotionally, mentally, already gone before she ever admits it. A cheating woman becomes a magician. Distract with one hand, deceive with the other. And if you feel like you're going crazy, that's not an accident. That's emotional gaslighting, a tactic, a shield, a way to keep you doubting what you already know deep down. Because here's the truth. You do know, you felt it. You just haven't faced it yet. Sign number 3, intimacy vanishes or mutates. One of the clearest red flags shows up where you least want it, the bedroom. She might grow cold, disinterested, distant, like physical touch is now a chore. Or she flips. Suddenly she's hyperactive. New moves, new energy, a hunger that seems foreign. Here's the catch. Both are signs. Why? Because when a woman cheats, she doesn't just share her body. She redirects her intimacy currency. And that currency either dries up with you or becomes exaggerated to hide the truth. sex stops being connection. It becomes a performance, a distraction, or a guilty peace offering. And you feel it, not during the act, but after. The silence, the emptiness, like you just touched someone who wasn't really there. That's not love. That's the residue of betrayal. Sign number 4. She picks fights that don't make sense. Ever notice the fights start over nothing? You replied late to a text. Now you're emotionally unavailable. Left a dish in the sink? Suddenly you don't care about her feelings. Forgot a detail? Now you never listen. Let's get real. This isn't about dishes. This is emotional displacement, a massive red flag for someone drowning in guilt. She's angry, but it's not about you. It's about the storm inside her. Guilt, conflict, confusion. She starts fights because the tension needs somewhere to go. She paints you as the villain because being the villain in her own story, that's too uncomfortable. So she rewrites the script. You're cold, you're distant, you don't make her feel seen anymore. And in that twisted logic, cheating becomes coping. Not betrayal, not wrong, just a way to feel alive again. Don't fall for the noise. When the arguments stop making sense, when the affection feels staged, when her presence fades but her guilt lashes out, pay attention. Because by the time you start questioning what's wrong, she's already halfway out the door. This is Stoic tips. Stay grounded, stay clear, and never second guess what your gut already knows. Let's finish this with the truth no one tells you. She starts to make you the reason she had to step out. The villain in her reinvention arc. The obstacle to her finding herself. It's gaslighting, dressed up as empowerment. But here's your move. Don't take the bait. You don't argue with someone who's already halfway out the door. You observe, you detach, you choose peace over chaos. Sign number 5. Her future no longer includes you. This one hits the hardest because it's so quiet. It doesn't come with screaming or slamming doors. It creeps in like fog. One day, she's dreaming about vacations with you. Next, it's just, I want to travel. She used to say, when we get a place together. Now it's, I've been thinking of moving. She talks about growth, but never says with you. She wants healing, but doesn't ask you to join her in it. And when you bring it up, you're too intense. You're reading too much into it. She just needs space. But your name is gone from the credits. You're no longer part of the story she's writing. And that's when you feel it. The ghosting while still being in the same room. The eye contact that doesn't land. The love that feels like it's on life support. She's already detached emotionally. The physical exit is just a formality. So what do? You don't beg. You don't bargain. You don't offer pieces of yourself hoping she'll stay. Because if she had to lose herself to find herself, she was never really yours to begin with. Here's the harsh truth. Cheating isn't a single moment. It's a process. It doesn't begin when she touches another man. It begins the moment she disconnects from you and refuses to reconnect. The signs? They're always there, but most men don't want to see them, and even fewer have the strength to act once they do. If you let someone cross your boundaries once, you've taught them it's okay to do it again. So stay awake, stay grounded, and remember, a real man never begs to stay in a space where he's being emotionally evicted. Comment, clarity, if that truth hits your soul. And if you're done doubting, overthinking, and guessing where you stand, subscribe, because around here, we don't chase shadows. We sharpen minds. This is Stoic Tips.